Bum, bum, bum. Word. Hey yo, did you start watching the Kanye West joint yet on Netflix? That shit wild, right? Yo, that nigga's fucking talented, bro. Like I didn't realize how far back he went, yo. Like when they were showing all of that shit, I was like, yo, this dude been on his since he was in high school.
Yeah, they I now I see why he's so angry.
Yeah, yo, like that dude, man,
The industry pimped him.
he been through a lot, yo.
Like you see when he was with the Rock, when he went in the Rock building and he was trying to get them to listen to his shit.
They was horning the shit out of him,
They
yo.
wasn't even saying nothing, but they just ain't want. I like, yo, you can see it in his face. He like, these bitches pimping me.
Like they was like, yo, and that was all because they just wanted to keep him as a beat maker.
Mm-hmm. Like they literally was ignoring him. Like you could see it on his face. He was like, ass.
That shit was wild how they was ignoring him, yo. Then when Dame did the little whack ass little clip for him and shit, I was like, ass, Dame, you couldn't even. That shit crazy.
He couldn't even really look at the camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Dame that.
yeah, yo.
All them battles corny to me, yo.
But yo, like what he did musically though,
Yeah.
what he did musically,
I
and I
ain't even
like
know
the
he had his hands on that much shit.
right, right. Like I thought I knew, but nah,
Mm.
yo, I didn't. I haven't watched the third part yet. I just watched the first two. I'll probably watch
I
the
ain't get
third
to the
part.
second part yet. I ain't finished it.
I'll probably watch the third part when we done. But yeah, yo, that joint crazy. That joint is serious, yo. I was like, yo, this dude went through a lot, yo, just to get his name out there. Like I thought I knew, but nah, yo, I didn't. I haven't
Yeah, I ain't know.
watched. Absolutely, Harold. Absolutely, one of the greatest commodities in the industry, rapping and producing. Absolutely, yo.
Remember, he was hot when they put his name small when they did him and Scarface did the song.
Mm-hmm. Yo,
But that's how they do,
like yo,
You know how
I,
they be
I
like,
mean, like, I could honestly say, like he done took it a little bit further than he went further than Dr. Dre and them, yo. Just off music alone. I ain't even talking about fashion or none of that other shit. Just off music.
I never understood why that motherfucker was so angry all the time. Then I realized that they pimped him so much that he gotta carry that attitude. Because I don't agree with everything Kanye do or say, but after I watched that, I got a better understanding of him. Because I thought Kanye was a child, act like a child, and I also thought that a lot of his comments made me think he wanted to be a rich white man because that's all he ever talked about, you know. But he put in so much work and then get paid for it. They would horn him.
Yo. And his mother, yo, like the way his mother spoke life into him, yo. Like the
Mm-hmm.
way she talked to him, yo, like she never was disparaging. I never heard her say anything like you can't do it or what if this happened or what nothing, yo. She just told that nigga, like, I knew you was gonna do it. I knew you was gonna do it. You've been doing
Yeah.
this since you yeah, he do, yo. I mean, his logic is, you know, some of the shit he say I can agree with. Some of the shit I just be like, all right, that's Kanye saying whatever. You know what I mean? But the crazy part about it all is like a lot of people owe him an apology, yo. I feel like, yeah, true that. I mean, I've seen interviews that he's done. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen full interviews and all of that. Like I said, man, like that's like most people, like a lot of stuff he saying makes sense to me and I agree with it. A lot of shit he say sometimes I just be like, all right,
Yeah,
I guess.
he
You
be
know what he
he
kind of reminds me of a little bit, like, and I know this gonna be wild, it's a wild comparison, but just because of influence and power, like just the personality reminds me of Farrakhan a lot.
I don't know about
Because
that.
I'm speaking for me personally.
Yeah, I can dig
You know what I mean? Like it, and what I'm speaking on is like just the,
it.
like I said, the name, the notoriety he has for one, and just he's one of those people where the things he says, can be taken however. You know what I mean? But and I see her making the face. I'm saying that, because a lot of times Farrakhan got caught up in a lot of shit with sound bites. Right, exactly. So that's all I'm saying. That's for me personally. That's for me personally. Some shit I'd be like, I don't know, and then some shit I'd be like, I agree. You know what I mean? But ultimately, y'all don't want to talk too much about it because, like I said, you haven't finished the second part yet.
Yeah, but
But
one thing I do want to say is a lot of shit, like he whined too fucking much. He whined a lot about shit. He won shit. He like I said, he just compared. He compared himself to like Versace and all them dudes, whining over his shoes and all that shit. If I don't like that shit, I don't have to worry because you black. I'm not this and that because I mean, because I might buy Nike. We all conditioned to shit like that. That's why
true shit.
like I be tripping off that whole thing where they keep talking about they woke. Um you got a polo shirt on, you talking about you woke. You know what I'm saying? You got Nikes on, you talking about you woke, but you bashing everybody else, and you actually uh,
Yo,
supplying your
I remember
oppressor with money. It's
I
like,
remember a few years back, we were shutting Facebook down with that shit. We was talking about
yeah,
the whole tap shit and all that.
cause look
Niggas
how
was
many different people they are.
niggas was mad about that shit.
Niggas started off Muslim. You started off with the hotep. You started off with this. Every time some black motherfucker get on, every time some black motherfucker, what's up, babe?
What up, Taya?
Every time some black person get on YouTube and start spitting a little knowledge, I ain't hating on them. That's cool. We all learn from people. But you can't make every fucking thing they say your gospel and then you knock somebody else for liking Christianity or Muslim or something else. You're doing the same thing. You
Big
following something
facts.
that you found that's interesting to you.
Big
It's
facts.
like it's like
That's
so
why.
stupid. It's like that's why that shit is like always an ongoing battle.
That's
You
why I
know what I
said,
mean?
yeah. When we was talking, and you was like, "How can you criticize me for studying something that you're not even studying? How can you tell me
Yeah.
I'm wrong and you haven't taken the time to actually even see what it's about?" So I get it. You know what I mean?
And
I definitely get it.
they
That's why
read
I felt bad
enough
from that.
to they read enough to goddamn to try to start an argument with something and be making the dumbest fucking points about everything. You be sitting there like, all right, you read this much of it, and that's
I
what you gonna
get it.
comment on Facebook
I get
when
it.
there's pages and
Absolutely do.
pages. And then the thing about the one thing that um like people always think I try to justify religion or I try to defend religion. I don't. I try to justify if it's making a person feel good about themselves and doing positive things to them, why are you trying to turn that will. That's the thing. That's all I want to know. That's why I had to ask Lee that.
Facts.
I said
I
I
had to
asked Lee. I
fall back,
say,
man.
yeah. I asked Lee. I say, so what is your main goal by coming on every day bashing Christianity or any religion, not just Christianity? Because it doesn't matter to me. Because like I say, I'm more spiritual than everything. I just be trying. I say, what is your end goal for it? Because you're not teaching me nothing. All you're doing is telling me everything wrong with me. When I don't see nothing wrong with me, I see me living a little bit. Me personally, I see me thinking and living a little bit better than you. At least I try to mentally try to do something different. And I'm not saying him in general. I'm just saying people in
Just
general.
people, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm not. I
Like,
don't act like I'm better than nobody because I don't. I wouldn't even know how to be better than nobody because I'm a simple person. I keep my shit simple.
for anybody thinking I'm smoking Newports, I'm not. See, that's what it is. It's not Newports.
I
It's
already asked you
CBD.
that a little bit earlier, but I was like, you know what?
The
That
CBD.
ain't my
You
business.
see, look, you see, it's CBD cigarettes. No tobacco at all. I'm still, I'm still tobacco free. Shit, I'll be 6 months. Let me see. Shit, I'll be 6 months in a couple weeks. 6 months with no cigarettes. But so yeah, yo, like anybody else, oh, we got a black woman now on the Supreme Court. Does that does that does that help us? Does that help black people?
Any to me, any step towards something new, um, even with a lot of people didn't like Barack being president, but it shows that at least somebody, I mean, I guess we always said when we were little, they said you could be the first black president. Barack did it.
He believed it. You know what I
And
mean?
she remember Michael on Good Times, you're gonna be the
Judge.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it just I don't know if she got to show how she gonna be in her position because every time when it's in positions like that, like especially with I watched a lot of Barack interviews and Barack kept on saying that a lot of stuff every time he tried to get something done, he got to give something to get something. So like when he was saying that he got his the medical stuff done, I mean what was it? The healthcare,
Yeah, the Affordable
the
Care Act.
Obamacare.
Yeah, the
They would let
Affordable
it
Care
pass,
Act.
but he had to make it. They only way they would let it pass was to make it a certain price.
Right, right.
So it was more expensive. It's crazy because like every time, like with her, same thing. I think what decisions that she try to make, she can't just people. Black people gonna automatically think she's supposed to just turn the whole Supreme Court justice into black. Um,
You have something that I believe you do have something that's gonna believe that.
yeah, but you gotta do something for your people, but you can't turn the whole fucking court system into just a
Well,
situation for black people.
I'm looking at like certain things that make it to the court that involve our people that may not make it past. Like now you have another person of color there to kind of make sure that that line don't get blurred no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I mean by is it will it be helpful to us? I'm not
I hope
expecting
so.
I'm not expecting her to go in there and everybody in there eating fried chicken, whatever. Everybody in that joint just chilling now, listening to X Clan and shit. Like, no, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Like, I'm not expecting her to save all black people at all. No. I'm just asking, do we benefit from it? And I guess the answer will have to be we'll see in the long run. Like, Y'all that's watching, what y'all think, man? Y'all let us know what's going
The
on, man. What
benefit,
y'all think
one of
about
the
the
benefits is gonna be like you can see your the small younger generations that's coming up
true
could
shit?
actually see that shit, just like they seen a
True
black
shit.
president.
True
It's
shit.
like it could be like motivation. And what?
We aren't going to rule the world.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know,
But
Paul.
anyway,
You have to expound on that one, love.
yeah. But like I'm saying, some people can use it as like seeing, especially younger females, they can see that that's an opportunity. It can be an opportunity later down the line. So it can be like motivation,
Yeah, yeah.
even for black, especially for young black women or
Yeah.
even women, women in general.
I mean, for the first 8 years of my son's life, he saw a black president. So
Right. So
you know
anything,
what I mean? He saw a black president, as well as my daughter. You know what I mean? So
as long as they don't read all the information that black people hate them for, because it seemed like black people wanted them to get in the office and turn the country black.
yeah,
Like they don't got vote on
I'm
shit.
gonna say I agree, and I'm gonna say this. I didn't expect him to go in and save all black people. But when I go back and I look at the legislature that he got passed and how it relates to us, it wasn't a lot. I don't think he passed any like and then people say it goes back to money.
You took see that's why you took the words right out my mouth.
It goes back to money.
It has to. Everything does. And
And
he didn't leave America.
I get it, but I'm like not one piece of legislature that benefited black people. Not one. People keep talking about the Affordable Care Act, but that wasn't just for black people. That was for everybody in the country.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean? So I get it because a lot of people
yeah.
feel like that. You know what I mean? But I like I said, I asked that because when we get an African American in a place of office on a high stature when it comes to government, like they are like we put them through the black tax before they even really get in the damn joint. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's all we do.
We put them through the grinder faster than others. You know what I mean? So that's why I asked that because I just kind of get this shit out the way. You know what I mean? Get them conversations and them statements out the way now, so we can let the woman settle in and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like
They look
ultimately,
people gonna look for the bad. Go ahead.
oh, just naturally, generally, anyway. And they
Yeah.
was talking about how some people was like questioning her credibility as far as being a Supreme Court justice already. I believe they was talking about Tucker Carlson had said some wild shit or whatever. So
Motherfucker didn't even the craziest thing about that shit is why I can't stand politics is that especially for us, you don't even look at the person's resume first. You just start hating.
just start going
Like
at
they
yeah,
resume don't start with last year. You know what I'm
facts,
saying?
big
That
facts,
shit that shit start with years of being in their position. And if they get put in, I'm not saying that they're always the best for that position. What I'm saying is like motherfuckers be like watching basketball and they like, dude suck, he shouldn't be in the NBA. It's too late. He did a lot of shit before he got in the NBA. Now he up against top talent. The
facts,
same thing with politics. You out there, you did your thing in your own city, your county, your district, whatever you were in, and now you up in the big leagues.
facts,
Um,
big facts,
you deserve to be there because you there. Some people are there because they deserve to be there. But then when they run across them big time motherfuckers that already been in politics and they know how to ruin your life, ruin your reputation, find your dirtiest underwears in your laundry and expose it, and then you come in there and you ain't that type of person in a country like ours, you gonna always lose. You gonna always lose if you're a good guy being in politics. Because you go in there with this hope that you're gonna help your people, or even not even just help your people, help the whole country. The people that's already in there that everybody like, they're not there to benefit the whole country. They're there to benefit a certain statue of people. That's what all the fuck they're gonna do, and that's all they worried about.
Real shit.
So politics, the last about when we was younger, we was really into politics, learning stuff. But there was a time frame when I did so much. I tried to learn so much about politics that I can't see how there's no way I would make politics part of my life.
Yo, they go through a lot. Yo, you gotta really, really want to be in that lane.
Yeah.
To be in politics, yo, like they do a lot of shit, yo. Like they go through a lot of shit.
They filthy.
And shit, yo. And they start like, from dirt.
Yeah, they filthy.
You know? Especially black politicians. So I don't knock nobody that do it. I wouldn't. I ain't got. No, I don't have the patience. That's
now, a lot of black politicians get into that shit because the political parties are dominated.
Yeah,
by the same fucking people. They already dirty. So you come in there and you think you're gonna do something for your people, and you get in there, they like, shit, who gonna support you?
Agreed.
Just like when remember we was talking about how when the kids in school, the ones that's trying to be good and trying to do things the right way. And the one they don't have no friends and people don't want to talk to them and shit like that. That's the same shit they do in politics. If you a good guy, they stay the fuck away from you. They don't want no parts of you because you could. I don't know. You could be. They will try to destroy your name.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy. It's like motherfucker be like, damn, I ain't never do nothing, but y'all just digging around for shit.
The shit a motherfucker would do to just throw dirt on your name, you know.
Like our politicians are filthy.
You trying to do something right for the community.
It's to me, it's embarrassing to see the politicians the way that they are. They doing shit that we did in elementary school. They bicker at each other. They won't agree on one. I don't give a fuck how good something is. And it's both parties. I don't care how good something is. They will not stand down. They will not just be Americans. They're going to always be Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, real shit.
And with that being said, both parties can kiss my ass.
Yeah, fuck that. You know, I was listening to the news and they saying that they think that Donald Trump had something to do with they think now he did really have something to do with the shit that went on at the Capitol last year.
Man.
So
listen,
we're gonna see how that plays itself out. And the cop chick, the one who mistakenly pulled her gun instead of her taser, she only got like 2 years, I think.
See, how can you always be in the public eye, but you never in the public eye when something like that happens? You're in the public eye all day long, every day. Then when something like that happened, being in the public eye. When Tupac and Biggie got killed, they had the hip hop police follow them around every fucking day of their lives. And then when they get killed, wasn't nobody there. Malcolm X, Dr. King, Bob Marley, every time they did something, Marley, it was day by day by day by day by day by day reporting of it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the day you get killed, the day that they all of a sudden, how you think Donald Trump has something to do with it? You already know. Yeah, man, get the fuck out here. They are
That
already
shit,
in the public eye too much,
that
yo.
shit gonna be wild, yo. That shit gonna be wild. And I watched the videos you sent me. The one, the one with them in the mall fighting, yo, that was crazy.
That
That was
shit
crazy.
ridiculous, right?
Cops sat the white boy down on the bench and attacked the little black, yo, yeah, yo, and the white
And
boy
he
started the fight.
started it.
The white boy started the fight the whole time. But I mean, that just that's just a constant reminder that the police just they don't they don't have enough they just fucking weird and they don't have enough training and they need more training. And we as black people need to stop telling our kids not to be police
I don't know what the
because
fuck that's about.
oh that's Larry saying we'll never be equal. I mean
That's real talk.
I agree with you, but I will say this: we might not be equal, but we can damn sure level the playing field if we want. However, we feel we need to by any means necessary. But no, what I was going to say was we tell our kids, fuck the police. We tell our kids, don't say shit to the police. But what happened to being black and being a police officer? It's nothing wrong with being a police officer. That's not what people are saying. What we're telling the police is stop fucking killing black people like you've been doing. That's it. But part of that can fix that is if we have our kids policing the areas that they grew up in. A lot of times in certain places and cities, kids will go and grow up and be cops and go back to the city that they was born and raised in. And or more money need to be put into outreach. For real, man. Like more money got to be put into outreach, got to be put into public relations, got to be put into community efforts. And that don't mean just sending 2 or 3 cops out to a hall to sit and talk to the black people that live in the community that's not even affected by the shit that's going on for real, for real. When all them killings was going on back in what was it, 2016, the
Mm-hmm.
police the police did a town hall meeting at Mount Olive Church. Why wouldn't you do a town hall meeting in the neighborhoods that this shit was happening in? That's where the disconnect come into play. As far as I'm concerned, yo, like it's no effort put into there's no effort put into working with the community, yo, and trying to come up with an answer to deter all the crime and shit that's going on in the community. Like it's just not.
I
And
think it's more. I don't. I think it's more. I think it's. I. I'm starting to see. I'm starting to see things a whole different light, bro.
as far as what?
I'm sorry, but I'm starting to. I'm starting to blame our own people for what we going through. I'm starting to see things a totally different way.
As far as what though? Maybe that's
As
what I
far
gotta
as
ask right now.
like this. All right, we know crime gonna always be there, but some of the crime in our community can be stopped by us. We
Real sh-
letting
like
we letting
absolutely,
people we letting
absolutely,
people that
absolutely.
kill our we letting killers roam around and act like they ain't gonna do nothing again. Everybody, this the
That's real
craziest
shit,
shit to
bro.
me.
That's real shit, bro. Wait,
Everybody's so motherfucking tough, but then as soon as you say, well, why you don't tell on the person that did this? Because they might come back and kill us. You be out in the street fighting too. I thought you was a thug. I thought you was a gangster bitch and all that shit that everybody be saying they was. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to figure this shit out myself. Like you sit up there and say you get on Facebook, you cuss everybody out, tell somebody meet you out in the streets. You won't call the police when something fucked up going on. You'll handle it yourself. I see people in car accidents where they fight each other instead of giving out insurance. But as soon as
Shit,
somebody
right?
say, why you don't tell on the person that shot somebody? Oh, because they might come back and get me and my family. You tough. You gangsterize. You all this other shit all the time. But then when that shit happen, all of a sudden you worried about somebody come and shoot your household up. They shooting your household up anyway.
Facts.
You'll go tell on somebody for having other people in your house. I mean, when you know how motherfuckers be in the hood and they got more people living and they got their aunts and shit living with them. Bitch, go tell the rental office on you. Um, you all the shit that people be doing, like
Right.
the no snitch. Snitching is at an all-time high. But telling on somebody that killed your family member or some shit like that, that ain't snitching.
But this the thing. For so many people that hate snitching, they run around and hang with niggas that's actually snitching.
And all they do is snitch with everything they
And that's
do.
the part I don't get. For so many
Recording a
people,
fight, see,
for so
recording a fight.
is snitching.
Okay. Putting the shit on social media. I mean, it's motherfuckers literally getting on social media, making rap songs about ready to go kill somebody. And then wonder how the fuck police know. You just said it in your song, bitch.
Like I be talking like people I know, like I know a lot of dudes that that do battle rap and do all kind of shit. Like, and they be posting in their stories and be posting them holding bags of grass. I'm like, dog, like you don't have to do that.
Everything got to be social media. You ain't cool.
Yeah, like you don't have to do that, yo. Like you don't have to putting every like now. It's different if you're doing a music video. You're doing a music video 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see a nigga with a gun. You're gonna see some drugs. That's different. But what I'm saying is like motherfuckers be having whole lives, and you look on that joint, they got bags of weed, motherfuckers got pills and shit. You're like, like when did
They
that
got
shit become
to.
cool?
I'm telling you, it's a lot of shit that's happening in our communities. I blame myself. Who the fuck
I mean, that's true
who
though. Like that's
who
of
goes
any
outside?
community.
What who who taught us to throw trash on the ground? Who taught us that
Real
when we
shit.
finish a whole meal to throw the whole bag on the ground? Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Real
ain't
shit.
that shit crazy. You go look. Um I took my drone up and I flew my drone over top of bywaters. I did every community. Matter of fact, when I get back, I'm gonna post the pictures of how the, you ever see how good something look from the top with them drones. It make you think differently. You see stuff differently when you
Absolutely.
look at it through the drone.
Hell
I
yeah.
looked at them neighborhoods. I'm like, damn, like Bywater is not a fucking trashy neighborhood or nothing. In here in town, not trashy until you turn a fucking corner. Um, you go to Baltimore, same shit. You can go to Baltimore and be in some nice, beautiful places. Turn one corner, you in the belly of the beast.
Big
But
fact.
I get that living is bad. We live in poverty-stricken areas. But who showed you how to throw trash on the ground everywhere? Just because it was that bad. When we was young and we lived down 20, this no bullshit. You guys, anybody that lived down there. When we lived down 20, we had cleanup days. I remember motherfucking women in the building wouldn't, man, you drop some trash. I don't even know where the fuck they came from. They just popped up and you like, nah, don't be dropping that shit out here. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
shit.
We
Real
cleaned up,
shit.
the neighborhood was clean. It doesn't matter that we living in poverty. I get it. But who showed you how to live filthy? Nobody didn't show you how to walk outside and motherfucker. You walk in town, right? You see how we live, where I live, right?
Mm-hmm.
You walk down the sidewalk. That whole entire straight stretch of sidewalk has our trash cans right there.
Mm-hmm.
You will see a motherfucker walk with a soda and just toss the bitch. All you had to do was put it in your other hand and reach over and drop the bitch in the trash can. Who showed you that it was a good idea to throw that shit in the street? It's a mental
True.
thing. Look, the trash man, right? This some wild shit. Before when I was going through all that shit and they had no car, right? I used to walk to work. And I had to walk to Germantown Elementary. It's the Phoenix Academy now. So I had to
Right.
take that back way. You know the back way, right?
Yeah, yeah. Up Glenwood.
That's right. I would go that. I see the trash man come in my community, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take our trash cans, dump them bitches, trash fall on the ground. They leave that shit. They gone. Take our
Yeah.
trash cans, throw them bitches back any kind of way. One time they had a trail of trash through our whole neighborhood where though the trash water was dripping on through the motherfucking neighborhood. It's 120 degrees outside. This shit had
Whole
our
neighborhood
community
funky.
rocking.
Yeah.
So I walk. They go up the street and come back. Go to the community up the street where the white people live. Then these
Uh-huh.
black dudes on back the truck. Dump they trash all the way in the trash can. Put their trash cans back where they got them from. And roll out. You don't see no trash on the streets. They drop shit off just like they make a mistake and drop shit here. They go pick that shit up.
Cause somebody come outside and say, "Hey, pal, hey,
Yo, I
buddy,
told the trash man, I
that
said,
bottle
yo,
there. You want to get that?"
I told the trash man, I said, yo, y'all gotta pick that shit up, bruh. He like, he just basically he ignored me. So I'm like, I picked this shit up last time, yo. I said, I picked that shit up. I said, y'all left a big ass pile of trash right there, yo. Like, are you serious?
Right.
They just basically ignored me. I actually called the trash company. I was like, yo, it smelled like hell around here for days. I even told the rental office, I said, y'all got, I'm not trying to get them dudes in trouble. All I'm saying is,
Snitching.
God, there's no joke. The only reason why I said something, see, was because I watched them do this.
Man, you
And I
got a
was
right to tell
walking
the
to work.
motherfuckers. You got a
And
right to
they,
tell the motherfuckers that's supposed to get rid of the trash to pick the shit up that they drop on the ground. Fuck that. I'm just joking about the snitching shit, but yeah, fuck that's ain't fucking job. If you don't want to pick trash up, then don't do that job.
but my whole point was, it's the mental part of our people. They did that shit here, but they didn't do that shit up there. You see what I'm saying? When I keep on, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to make a point about how mentally fucked up we do things and how mentally fucked up we are. You do that shit, you didn't do that shit up there. Even times when I went to the other community up here, it's they did the same thing over there. But when they went up there, I'm not joking, they dumped that shit in there and then put their trash cans back. Sometimes you done found out trash cans blowing all down the motherfucking street every day. Put them right in the middle. It's crazy. But
That's
that's
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. The whole point of that trash truck was the mental aspect of our people. We do this shit in our communities, but then go somewhere else and don't do it in their community. One dude on that post that I put that time, he asked me about why you always talking about black community. I said, because that shit don't affect me. Like, well, white people do it in their communities. I barely ever went into a white community, and I've been doing electrical work for years, and see a whole bunch. It's trash gonna be anywhere.
Even in trailer parks, they keep their shit clean up there too.
It's trash every fucking where.
Yeah.
We got contracts to do like we got contract. I can't even say their names because it's for the electric company. We got contracts to do these businesses. electric work in their businesses. I go to the joint where it's all of nice communities. I don't know if they all white or what. All I know is they got nice communities around there. The same franchise, you go in there and eat that shit clean.
Mm.
You go to the ones around the hood over there, but you could tell this a hood restaurant. But it's the
Right,
same franchise. It's like it's a McDonald's here,
right,
but over here, the McDonald's over here filthy.
right, right.
It's
True
just
shit.
it's just the whole
Yo,
mentality of the
I was in. No, I give. I was in Westminster and stopped at the McDonald's in there. That bitch was. This had to be the cleanest McDonald's I have ever seen in my life. Like, bro, like that bitch was sparkling like it was brand new. I asked him, how old is this McDonald's? So they said, oh, this McDonald's been here for about 6 or 7 years. I'm like, this bitch is like it's brand new.
exactly.
Then you go down parole.
You see what I mean? It's like the service, everything. It's like
Trashy.
the mentality of us. We always talk about. They always talk about. You could give trillions of dollars to people, and if you don't change their mentality, every last one of them gonna be broke. All the black people, not all the black people. I'm not gonna say black people only, but all the people that are broke that hit the lotto end up broke in like 6 to 7 years.
That's
No one
crazy.
changed their mentality.
And that's crazy.
Athletes that
Like,
come from the hood, a lot of them don't have. No one ever changed their mentality. They got all it
and,
gave them was money.
and the crazy part I already say, Marshawn Lynch, yo, the
Prime
one of the
example.
few motherfuckers I've ever heard.
He turned cheap.
He retired with over 90% of his contract money.
Yep. He only
Still.
spent his what's the name? His signing bonuses.
Yeah.
He
That's
spent
dope
signing
as
bonus
shit.
money on shit. But he be trying to school people. See
Yeah,
the
he
thing
do.
about Marshawn Lynch delivery ain't like everybody else they want. They want everybody to come up and be all soft and cuddly and tell you everything gonna be all right. Marshawn Lynch comes straight from the belly of the beast. He
Facts.
grew
Straight
up
from the
straight.
hood.
That's right. And um some of the kids that's in they trying to get him straight in military. A lot of kids when they leave and go to the army and all those different places, the first couple of years they're in the military, the motherfuckers be broke as shit, don't got no responsibilities. It's because they were home with their parents, and then now they home. I mean, now they out in the real world, don't know how to handle their own finances.
Yeah.
After
Somebody,
the worst
somebody
is
said
the
something about that.
athletes to have all that much money, and then next thing you know, you flat broke. Them youngins ain't even reading their contracts and shit.
A lot of that should
Rap,
be from survivor's remorse, though, too.
yeah.
A lot of that should be survivor's remorse where they feel bad because they made it and these people didn't. So they feel like they got to help every fucking body that want help. So I get it. You know what I mean? But that's it. When we go back, because somebody, like I said, somebody was talking about that on Twitter about parents, like black parents, not speaking about like credit and finances to their kids as much as they do about sports or pop culture or just black shit in general. You know what I mean? Like he was like, yo, like we'll fuss at our kids about not dressing right, but we'll never speak to them about generational wealth and what they can do to be better than us. And at first, cause I thought it was weird. At first, I'm like, "What the fuck is this motherfucker?" I said, but then I had to think about it. I said, "Okay, I kind of understand what you're saying now. Like, you basically saying like we got to make that a priority now. Like, if we want to see our kids be successful, then we got to make sure that they understand financial literacy and how important it is. You know what I mean? So I got it after a while. You know, like I said, the perspective was just fucked up when it first started, but once I really listened, I was like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Cause you would never had nothing. You gotta use credit now. The world is they're making the world like that. You gotta prepare yourself for credit. Um, I try to preach that shit into my son head. I don't know if he paying his credit card bills or not. I'm sure he is because he in army, but I try to tell him, if you start now and just, we talked about if you start now while you're young and keep your shit straight when you get older, you don't have nothing to worry about. So I'm hoping that he is. Um, you won't have no type of wealth if you don't have no property. Um,
Uh,
that's basically soon as your great grandmother die or your grandmother die and they leave a house to you, everybody want to sell the fucking house. That's wealth, having property. Um, they sell a house for whatever they sell it for and get that money. It's a lot of money, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. Do I don't know. Like I
it
just
doesn't fix. It doesn't fix everybody's
it,
situation.
it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's crazy because I'm the last couple of months, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, especially with the shootings and all this shit around here. Um, friends shooting friends and
That shit is crazy.
watching these youngins that we coached just run around here and shoot each other like they playing motherfucking laser tag every night. Motherfuckers getting
Yo,
shot at 63-year-old birthday parties 2 days
that
in a
shit
row.
right there. That one right there threw me all off, yo.
It's shit crazy.
I had called and check on my mother, yo.
We all, but we all be together a lot. Like the incident with those two dudes, we all be together a lot. Like we be playing cornhole and shit down Robinwood, down American Legion. We all be together a lot. Like honestly, I didn't know what happened, and I was in there. I didn't know till the next day when somebody said, "Is such and such all right?" I'm like, I don't know what happened. Oh, he got shot down Legion. I'm like, by the person name I read, they like, yeah. I said, we always together. Like, how the fuck does that? That shit.
Alcohol, man.
Nah, it's all a I
I
get the
mean, that
alcohol thing,
mentality
but
and
that shit was
alcohol
there
together.
before. I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, yo, how the fuck is it that easy to just go shoot somebody you know? It's like this shit is too easy now. And it can be done anywhere. You're not safe nowhere. That's
Crazy,
why
yo.
when we was talking about, they say don't live in fear. It's not about living in fear. It's about being aware. Now you totally gotta be aware of everybody and everything. I don't fear nobody. I'm aware that you might just shoot me in my fucking head or stab me or anything. Cause people walking around bragging how pretty knives are, how pretty a gun is with a pearl handle.
But I was getting ready to say, like, you have shit. I lost my train of thought on that one. You have you have people that are it's like even adults now. Like you look forward to going somewhere to get in a fight or to be able to shoot somebody. Like you look forward to that kind of shit. Like
That shit
what the fuck is
crazy.
going on in your life where you over 30 and you like, yeah, wait, take my shit. I might want to shoot me a nigga when I you like, like where did that come from? Because when my mother told me who it was, I was like, hey, don't they know each other? And she was like,
Wow.
yeah. She was like, yeah, they cool. I was like, so what? She was like, we was drinking and talking shit. I said, oh, that'll do it every time.
I saw him, but I didn't know it was arguing. I didn't. I still don't know if when I saw him was an argument because I
And
was in
apparently they
there.
went outside and got, from my understanding, what I read, they went outside and was getting ready to wreck, and then one pulled out, started firing,
That's incredible.
and he getting a charge. He getting charged with the attempted murder because dude was running away when he shot him. He was running away from him. So they like, you shot a motherfucker running away. You was trying to kill him.
He a good dude though. Like both of them. But
Yeah,
see, that's just from the outside looking because I don't even know what happened. All I know is when I walked in there, bitch, I seen them talking, but I did not know because I just spoke. You know, we always speak to everybody, so
right,
I
right, right,
wasn't even in there that long.
right. That's
I just
crazy, bro. Like,
I'm gonna tell you some real shit though. See, like lately, I've been telling you, I ain't been myself.
yeah,
This shit around here, like I'm going on vacation. My vacation starts tomorrow at 3:30. I'm going to
right,
Daytona. I really need to get away from here. I let this shit drain my spirit. I have
okay,
not been happy. Um, I just haven't been myself lately, and it's like I'm not going through depression or nothing. It's just some days just sitting around here seeing like you you go on Facebook and like, damn, somebody got shot. And it's like I remember Shorty ran over top of us when we was playing when I was coaching football.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Or I remember that time when he was playing basketball and he did this and he did that. And now he's
right.
sitting behind bars.
It's crazy, yo.
That shit is taking so much mental. I can't even say mentally, because mentally I just want to get away. But in my spirit, for my peoples, I'm like, yo, I'm
That
just
shit
not
crazy, bro.
myself anymore right now. I just
I understand,
spiritually,
yo.
this shit is draining. And then when that shit happened between them two and we was there, and knowing
Right,
that
right,
like all of us, most of that we chill with, we right down Roddenwood together.
right, right.
Incredible. When she
Uh,
said that shit to me, it just made me go like, wow.
yeah, yo, like that's weird as shit, yo. Like it's
I never
like I
seen that
said, yo, when
dude.
you if you can pull a gun on a motherfucker that you know,
You be
and
chilling with a lot.
you was just cool with a couple hours earlier, that's crazy. But
We be
yeah,
drinking
yo, yeah,
together, doing
it's
all type of
vacation,
shit. Oh yeah, and
vacation.
Larry, I am. I ain't got no
I take it.
choice.
Well, you say you going Daytona? What you going to the races?
No, we they got a bike week down there.
Oh
So
shit, okay,
we're gonna go to we're gonna go to South Carolina. Sunday we leave out. Excuse me. Sunday we leave out and we going to South Carolina. And then from South Carolina, we're gonna ride down to Daytona Beach.
where all everybody gonna be on their bikes.
Yeah, it's like
Or you
three of my uncles and my brother and me.
ready to go thug it out on the bike life?
You dig?
I can dig it. Hell yeah, that's what it is, man. But you gotta, yeah, you gotta, gotta be able to take that break. You know, like it's just crazy, man. I feel for anybody that's down there, man. They gotta deal with that shit, man. Like when you really, really stop and think about it, man. Like all them kids getting shot, yo, and then that shit happening. It's like, God damn, dog. Like who has time to be so fucking evil? Maybe I should say, yo, like who really has time to do that shit? Like this shit is going bonkers, man, with people with this shit, man.
It's starting to be like the only topic to talk about.
Facts.
It's like every time I try to avoid that shit, the only way I avoid that shit is um at the gym now because I'm always I'm go to the gym more now,
Big
and
facts, Ashley.
and and when I'm out there flying my drone, I haven't been playing my car as much as I used to. because it's cold out and shit. But it's like I in the mornings when I get up, I'm damn near afraid to turn Facebook on because I don't feel like saying that. I don't feel like saying no RIP joints or such and such been shot. And it's like it's the saddest thing to tell. I work with some good people, and when I tell them how I gotta say sorry for your loss to one person because they son, and then my other friend, I gotta say, man, that's fucked up. What happened to your son shooting at, getting locked up for that shit.
That's
That shit
crazy.
sounds so insane to me.
Yeah. No, I
It
agree with
sounds so insane to me. It's
you.
like
I agree with
this shit just. I usually don't let nothing like this get to me, but I'm sorry. It's just like being black is like starting to be so fucking weird and disappointing to keep seeing this shit.
you. Yeah, you're like it's just like I said, man, it's the times, yo. Like you said, it's a mentality, yo. But like I said, when I saw who it was, when I saw what happened, I was like, yo, like
I still don't know the
this,
whole story.
this shouldn't even have happened like that at all. Nobody should be in jail. Nobody should be shot right now. You know what I mean? Especially over some motherfuckers that know each other. Like I would just stop fucking with you, stop hanging around you before if I feel like I gotta shoot you.
I don't even know what the fuck they were beefing over. And like I said, I didn't even know because when I go out, I be on some other shit. I definitely don't be in nobody way. But I be down Legion sometimes, and be honest with you, I be down that bitch dancing by myself the whole time.
Man,
I two step
don't.
all night long to any of the
I,
dumbass songs that Meatball play. Meatball like the worst DJ in the whole fucking history of
yo,
DJing.
yo, I I I don't know that Legion, man. Because for one, outside of a few people, some grimy motherfuckers down there. I'm not even gonna go into all of that, but yeah, I don't even for real, dog. Like,
Yo,
cause it just, I just
go ahead.
feel like being down there, yo. Like, it's just that mentality just floats around in that bitch. You know what I mean? Not even saying that everybody has that mentality, but just the vibe of that mentality floats around. That's
Yeah.
how shit like that would happen. When I'm in that bitch and I see the motherfucking members being drunk and ready fighting shit, I'm like, you niggas can't get along. Then why the fuck am I even down here? Like that shit is crazy, bro. Like, nah,
Yeah.
yo, like y'all is members,
Denise, right? Uh,
and y'all niggas down here swinging and fighting.
that shit weird, right? It's like I don't get it no more.
That's why I say, yo, I stay from down there. Yo, I love my mother to death. I try to talk to her every day if I can, but I ain't gotta talk to her down that bitch. She can have it, real.
Yeah.
It was cool when we was doing the battle league shit down there, but even then they was hating on that. That was a problem. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't get but so far down there, yo. Like some of them down there don't want that shit to be successful, yo, and it tells. You can tell.
It they get set they set in their ways. They want everything to be the way that it is with just remember when Mr. Reggie was alive, we kept telling him they was going through financial problems. You are not going to be able to survive with your 15 members that come down here and only drink beers.
Facts.
You will not survive. They
Facts.
you guys didn't want to do karaoke, but didn't want to come in karaoke for free. Before we had karaoke, y'all
Remember
told them
that
not to
shit?
let us have it. But
Remember that
then
shit?
they won't come to karaoke for free. For free. I'm telling you, it's all the black. It's all the mentality of us is draining. It's like
Like once you start building something down there, they're like, oh, this is doing too well. We can't have this shit.
Bruh, I started I started doing some research on motorcycle, um to travel on motorcycles and shit. It's the same thing in these fucking motorcycle groups. These motherfuckers want try to take over a certain percentage of dudes want to try to take over smaller motorcycle groups. These motherfuckers got like our motorcycle group. We got people in that motorcycle group 70 years old. You feel me?
Right.
They want to take over your group. So when they start fighting, this is their main reason for want more members. So when they start fighting other members and shit, doing crazy shit, they want you to jump in a fight with them.
Right.
Who the fuck and like I used to think about fighting a lot, but as I got in my 40s and damn near 50 years old, who the fuck thinks of signing up for something where though you're gonna have to fight? If I'm going to think of signing up for something where though I am far away from you motherfuckers from fighting.
Right.
I go to clubs and I'm always aware of my surroundings. I don't give a fuck how drunk I am. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I be out that bitch dancing and shit, but I be seeing motherfuckers.
Right.
When I'm out there partying and I start dancing with females, I'm always looking to see if there's a guy, if is somebody out there reacting to her dancing with me. I look around.
They be acting like they're not. They be standing over there like.
Yeah, but you can also you can mostly tell by looking at her face.
Right.
You don't even gotta look for the dudes. You can look at her face. But I'm always aware of my surroundings, and it's because the first thing I think is either it's just people out here just doing anything, and I don't want to be caught up in that shit. It took me a lot to get out of the street life. I don't want to be caught up in the fact that I don't know if they really know us or not, but when I'm out there two-stepping or just get my dance on, I don't see none of them. I don't hear none of them. I don't even see the person I'm dancing with. All I do is focus on me. I focus on my own peace of mind. I don't even care if the person in front of me, I don't care how they look. I don't care if they fat, skinny. Long as they ain't no dude, I don't give a fuck who they are.
Niggas should not be getting shot down in Egypt. That's all I'm saying.
At a 63-year-old dude party. Then there was a shooting the very next day. That same dude had a party. There was a shooting down Elks. I heard brrr, we just laying here. Like another shooting. But there was the same dude party. He ain't in the streets. You know how fucked up it is to see like your mom, like my Aunt Lynn, they basically running for cover. Like motherfuckers sitting in there like, y'all better get down there out there shooting. We just got finished blessing the food. We in that bitch ready to eat. We actually eating. The shooting happened right around the time they was in there saying the prayer for food.
Tragic.
I ain't lying, because I got something to eat.
I'm ready. I'm just to make this face. Look.
Right, that's it.
That's it.
It is sad.
You know what I mean?
No, but bro, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, man. Man to man, that shit took something out of me. After I found out who did it and who he did it to, and then being in there and seeing what was going on, like a motherfucker would not even say nothing.
Why though? I could imagine why though. That's the last thing you expected to happen. And then, like you said, when you hear about the people that are involved, you're like, these niggas know each other. Like, how did it even get that far?
We always together, yo.
That shit crazy.
Club circle, Like we be down Rhymewood together a lot. Yeah, that face is definitely needed.
Trying to tell you.
It made me really fall back and say to myself, like, is it really worth
Going
being
down
out
there.
here trying to clear your mind?
Facts.
Um,
Is it even worth going down there anymore? That's why I said what I said, dog. Like I stop through there every now and then, but like when I literally had one of the members kind of like be real shitty to me. You know what I mean? Like on some low shit though, like trying to act like he was being funny, but he was being shitty to me. You know what I mean? Then when I found out the same motherfucker was like, eh, you know what I mean? Like really don't fuck with me like that. I was like, ass, yo. Like I told Kamala, she was like, what? Are you serious? I was like, yeah, yo. Even she was shocked. I was like, yo, like that shit, I'm done, man. And the crazy part about it is I'm a member of the Sons of Legion.
I was thinking about joining that shit.
You can have my place if you want.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't fucking around with no more organizations. I'm gonna be on my own shit. When I get back, I'm gonna be on my own shit.
Nah, bullshit. No, but
I be
I mean,
chilling.
it's cool. They just did a joint for the youth down there, a little youth association award joint or whatever. So that was fire. You know what I mean? Like, but that was the Sons of Legion. That wasn't the actual Legion members. But that's dope though. You know what I mean? But
I would do that shit.
like they don't ever call nigga when it's a meeting and shit. They don't tell me nothing about no meetings. They don't call when they have no events or nothing. I'm like, hey, I just show up there this bitch.
I like a lot of the people that's members, and I like that they trying to get younger people involved with some of the traditional things that we have, because American Legion is part of a lot of people's tradition. But like I said, I don't I don't like all this shit that everybody doing. Like I guess by me living through that shit so long, and I'm almost ready to turn 50 years old. I don't think that
Like,
I don't
you
like
feeling
drama
like
no more.
you feeling like you got away from it for it to only happen, and you like, I thought I got away from this shit. So I get it.
Yeah.
I definitely get it.
It's like,
But
what can
like
you
I told
do
him,
now?
it's crazy when you go back and you really and you really think about the situations. Like, why do it have to be like that? You know what I mean? Like, it's, but like I said, that's even with the older people too. You know what I mean? Like, even with some of the older members, yo, like, when I was, the last time, matter of fact, the last time I did an event there, last battle event we did, one of the members came in and was like, I want to talk to you, whatever. So we was sitting at the table, and he was kind of like, so what is this? And I broke it down to him, like basically what it is, and he was like, well, how does this help the community? I said, well, it's the community that's here watching it. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, what? Well, how did this make us look good? I said, well, what you mean? He said, well, how did this make American Legion look good? How does this help us? I said, ain't y'all selling liquor and food? Ain't that helping y'all? That motherfucker was basically like, he basically kept asking me the same questions over and over, trying to discredit the shit that I was saying. And I knew that, yo. I told D, I said, yo, we ain't never doing no more fucking events down here. This is the last one. When they told me when they made D stand outside in the cold and sell tickets. 40 degrees, 30 degrees. They made her stand outside and sell tickets. I was like, are you serious? I told him never again, yo. Never again, yo. Like, I've tried too many times. You've seen it, bro. Like, you was there. I've tried too many times to put energy into a place that constantly tells me fuck you. The shit, like we said, the shit we did with the karaoke. When we started doing the shit with the soup kitchen.
That shit was ridiculous.
And that shit right there wasn't even on we wasn't even making money off of that.
Nah, we was spending our
And
own
niggas
dough.
was stealing food. Like, you stealing carrots and celery and shit, though.
That
Like,
we giving the motherfucking homeless
we
people.
giving the
Y'all got
homeless
a house.
people. You stealing carrots and celery and noodles and shit and rice and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? I was like, yo, yeah, actually, oh yeah, see, that's the thing of it. Like, that was when we started that joint like 2013.
I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit too, though. It's like going out at that age. I thought it would be more different, but you know what? Um, older females got more drama going on than a little bit. Older dudes be trying to lay back and get all high up and shit. Older females be having some fuck drama going on. All they want to do is hump and tell everybody who they hump
No, some of them older
or
niggas is
hate
weird
on.
as fuck too.
Yeah, they weird as shit too. I don't know how. Like I said, I thought when I got older, like when I looked at, I guess because we was on the outside looking in, I thought when you got older, it would be more relaxing and chill. And
It's supposed to be.
it's supposed to be, but it's um like I go to Klaus's every Friday. Lately, I've been going to Klaus's on Fridays, right?
Mm.
And the only reason why is because first off, I met some family of mine that I didn't know was Somerville, so I like
I
that.
remember you was telling me. I remember you telling me about that.
But also the drama that they have, don't nobody know me, so they can't give it to me. Because if they do, I don't know who else they're talking about. So I hear little shit just like I do down Legion. But down Legion, I know both sides.
Right,
And down
right,
there,
right,
and then
right.
down Legion, I could be thrown in something. Up there I can't be thrown in nothing because all I do is go to relax. Like I don't care what nobody say. I like to sit at bars. I like to go to clubs like and listen to certain music and dance. Like I say, I block everybody out. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. This shit might sound crazy, bro, but I say it a lot. When I'm out there, bitch, all I'm doing is refreshing myself. I don't need nobody to dance with. I don't need nobody to talk to. I can stand in a crowd of a million people and don't hear one word that they're saying or don't see. Once I put my eyes on everybody and know who in there in case somebody try to steal me or something or do something to me, I remember faces that was in there. So
Right,
once I
right.
get past that point, even when I go see Junkyard and all that shit, before I get comfortable enough to dance, I stroll through that bitch. I did that shit my whole life. I scroll through and get a memory of all faces in there, just in case you do pop me and I catch you outside my eye. I can remember you and I
Oh
get my
yeah.
shit together. I could try to
I'm gonna
do
sew up
something
the shit.
back.
I'm gonna sew up the shit out you.
I could try to do something
Big
back,
fat.
but no, I'm serious though. But I block everything out. I go out, and people can tell you. Somebody just said it. Denise said it. Mikey, you've been dancing, two stepping by yourself for years because I go out to enjoy myself. I don't see the point of spending all my money at the bar
Right,
and
right,
ending it on a fucked up night.
right, right, right.
I I got I'm the type of motherfucker that go to the bar and just keep buying people drinks. I done left out that bitch. My bill was high as a motherfucker. I was like, ass, I done fuck around, had 2 drinks and spent $160.
Being nice
Cause
to
I'm
everybody,
buying
buying them
people
nice
shit.
drinks.
But I don't care because that's how much I came out with a budget amount that I'm not gonna go past.
Right, right,
Um,
right. So I mean, and you know, that's part of it. You know, you out, you see somebody, man, you seen you in a minute. Let me get you a drink, man. You know what
man,
I mean?
right.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely understand it. You know, like I've been learning that too. Like a lot of times, like if I go somewhere, I'd be like, boom. Like even when I would come down Legion, and y'all be down that joint phone cornhole. I come through that joint. I'm down there for about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Half ass, sit there and talk to my mother for a little bit. I'm like, all right, man, I love you. I'm out. Like I don't have to be. I'm one of them motherfuckers too. Like I enjoy my own company. You know
Yeah.
what I
I don't
mean?
like
Like
I don't want people stop me from going to Legion because they're on the high act. I done got cussed out by the bartender. And she told everybody I cussed her out. I ain't say one cuss word. I said one cuss word. and that was don't nobody tell me how to manage my motherfucking money. Oh, you only spent this much. It's only this much money. No, it's not. If I spent $160 and I tell you I only want to spend $7, $7 more, don't tell me it's just $7. Now it's
Right,
$167. You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? I
right.
I only wanted to spend 150 if
I
I
done went over.
spent it.
I went over
Sometimes
by
I'll be like,
17.
yeah, like get the fuck out of here. But I'm just saying in general, man, what can we do? Where's sacred? Is there anywhere sacred anymore? They shooting up every time you turn around now on news, people robbing. They robbed a fucking lady in church. They they just had a shooting at a church.
Killed
Um
the DoorDash driver. That dude turned himself in.
yeah,
The one that killed the DoorDash driver. I think he was only like 16, 17 years old.
FedEx shooting up FedEx drivers and shit. It's like, what can we do?
And
You
then everywhere you look, motherfuckers is snatching ATM machines left and right.
you shopping online is the new thing.
Yeah, man. Don't nobody like going to ATM no more now. Like, fuck that.
Shit, all your packages getting stolen.
Yeah. Oh, what they call them now? The porch pirates.
How you don't see that motherfucking camera sitting? I don't know.
Right. I got the ring cameras. Come up on these steps if you want. You can get
The
your ass
ring
whooped.
cam, they be stealing right in front of the ring camera with
Yeah,
no mask on.
big facts.
Like this shit
Nah,
is out of
I catch you. I
control.
told you. I catch you on my camera stealing some shit, but we coming to get you. You ain't gotta run. You can walk off like it's cool if you want. I'm gonna bop right up behind you, my man. Yo, come here. Let me holler at you real quick. Couple pokes under the underarm. Said I slow walk you to Jesus. You can go meet him personally if you want. Come fuck around over 418.
I kind of been blessed with that part. Like no one stole my shit, but also my neighbor. If she's home and a package comes, she'll take my shit in her house. You know what
Good,
I'm saying? So I've been
good,
cool
man.
with that shit. And soon, soon as she get it, she'll be like, I got a package for you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
blessing from her because like I say, online is the new way of ordering, but you can't do shit no more.
Real shit. People just gotta buy a bunch of shit for the house right now. You can't even really bop out. I mean, it's getting it's it's lessening up now. They've been a little bit less restrictive with certain shit. So I get it. You know what I mean? But it's you still really can't. You still really can't do, too much. Like it ain't like 2019, 2018, 19. You can't be out there in public like that right now. You still gotta be distancing yourself. But like people just buying shit for the house now, like before you know it, you done turned around, you done bought a whole bunch of shit for the house because you ain't really going nowhere and doing shit.
But I catch myself ordering shit and that I hit paid. I'm like, man, I ain't need that shit. Like I just ordered a pair of shoes.
Where am I go? Where am I go? Where am I?
I swear to you, yo.
Right, right, right.
No, that was his last. I was bored as shit. I went on a Nike website, just ordered a pair of shoes. Like I like click, like yo, what the fuck? Then they keep on putting deals on that motherfucker.
And Kamala, because Kamala will be like, baby, you really think we need to? I'd be like, I don't even know. She'd be like, let me put this fucking tablet down if I order some shit we don't need.
I keep doing it. I
Nah.
ain't the last. It's been a minute since I actually went to the store and bought a merchandise, some product, especially some household shit.
That's what we need to do. Right here, man. Like, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Going to poetry and comedy shows and shit. But like, even there, motherfuckers getting shot up, fighting and stabbed and shit. Like, I came to hear a nigga do some poetry. I don't really get stabbed. I'm ready to get stabbed over some poems.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mother gonna stab me over haiku? Like that don't make no sense. But That's why wherever I keep that little, I got a little razor blade joint. Yeah, bitch, we can get dumb if you want. I'm not gonna be the only one to leave out injured. We not doing that. Somebody else is gonna bleed too. They're gonna be like, oh, that's that nigga. Oh no, that's my own blood. Oh God, I'm bleeding out. Yeah. Don't fuck
Did you
around like that.
did you watch any of the war footage?
I've been looking at it, yo. Like, and I was gonna say something about that. Like with Biden saying that they need, or he asked for what 6.4, 8.4 billion to send to Ukraine.
I don't know why everybody leaving that bitch.
I
You know
guess
what
to
I
help
seen though? Well, I'm gonna tell you some
for
crazy shit.
humanitarian shit. That's crazy.
They they was actually blocking
Black
this
people, the Africans.
this what they get though.
That's exactly what I was
When
gonna talk about.
you try talk all that shit about African black people in America, how fucked up y'all living and all that shit, and try to act like you ain't just because you ain't lived through your ancestors ain't lived through the slavery that ass went through. You a nigga everywhere on this planet. You a
Facts.
nigga everywhere on this planet.
Facts.
Them motherfuckers, this sad as shit. They blocking black people from getting on buses, held school students at gunpoint.
Yes.
So white people could get out the country first.
Yes.
And y'all don't nobody understand the one word that we need, which is unity. It's all over the whole entire globe, not just in America. And we can't understand why we need to unite. How the fuck in the middle of a war, somebody came up with the idea to say we're gonna stop these people from getting out here so these people will get out here.
So, well, that's just like you said. That's all around the world. You're like, okay. Perfect example. Today at work, a couple dudes was talking, and they was talking about the police, and it was a white dude, and he was basically just like, man, tell the police fuck them. He was like, when they pull me over, I be like, man, fuck y'all. You ain't got no right to just that, whatever. And it was a black dude who was like, no, I can't do that shit. The white dude was like, yeah, you can't fuck them. I'm like, they can't hurt you. They're not supposed to. He was like, yo, have you been watching TV?
Like they act like they are another planet.
I was like, yo, it's crazy. How I said, but and I told him, I said, yo, I said, you have been brainwashed into thinking that it's no way possible that a black person can be completely innocent. And because he said, well, because they was talking about complying with the police, he was like, well, if you comply with the police, then you won't get killed. I was like, yo, you know who Philando Castile is, right? And he was like, nah, who? So when I told him who it was, and that he was complying with the police and still got killed, he was like, well, maybe if sometimes these policemen times are tough and they going through, and if you reach it, I say, yo, the fact that you just said that lets me know that you should not be running around here trying to give black men no advice on how to deal with the police.
They clueless.
But I say, yo, you have been conditioned. I said, yo, it's not even your fault. I said, do you understand that your mind has been conditioned to say a black person cannot be complete? He had to do something to get shot by the police.
Yeah. They totally believe
just because he was black. When this motherfucker was like, well, racism isn't really as heavy as people like to make it out to be. I was like, yo, I said, I gotta walk away from this conversation.
I would never have a conversation with him. I couldn't.
Because we not clocked out. I was like, yo, if we was off the clock, I could say what I really want to say. I said, well, we're not off the clock. So we're gonna end this conversation now. And I just walked away from it. They kept talking, and I was like, all right, whatever, yo.
The one thing that people
fucking bananas to me, bro, like that. It's like white people gonna say what they want. They can say what they want about this statement, but I'm getting ready to say it because it's true. White people will never believe that a black person is completely, fully, 100% innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Because even to them, not guilty still doesn't mean innocent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, they have been, just like we have been conditioned to think that we're supposed to be less than, they have really been conditioned to think that it's no way that black people can be 100% completely honest. That fucking, and these are the same people whose grandparents fed off of the titties of black slave women. Your grandparents trusted, your great grandparents trusted that slave to feed your grandmother and grandfather from their titty, but they didn't trust them
Man.
enough. Come on, dog. Like, it's, I said, yo, you gotta look at it like it's a perspective.
He don't gotta look at it. I'm gonna tell you some real shit.
It's
See,
a crazy perspective, bro.
them niggas, they better wake up because what they don't know is one thing about violence is violence always evolves.
Big facts.
Violent all no matter how you look at it.
We were just talking about that.
These my real talk. If you checking it, they are actually, and when I say they, I'm talking about the police. The police are actually going after. They're not just being racist. They just straight on some power trip.
Facts.
They doing this shit to their own.
Facts.
Way more than they were. They always, it was a, statistically, a lot of white people was getting fucked up by police too. That really wasn't reaching the news. See, because it
Yeah,
wasn't reaching the
absolutely.
news. Because then once it started
Absolutely.
reaching the news, now it's not just a black problem; it's a problem. But I've been doing a lot of researching on and looking at this shit for. They actually on some power trip where though they fucking up
Real
their
shit, bro.
own. They even uh they tried to lock up a black dude that was an FBI agent.
I saw that joint.
Um, they once you continue to let anybody have power, um, I don't care if they're racist, I don't care if they're not racist. If you keep letting people get away with violent acts or bad behavior, it starts to evolve to a power trip. They running power trips and literally lying on reports and thinking that it's okay. Um, People that are making facts on the craziest thing is one of my friends said this shit too. But these people saying that defend the black the blue lives matter, they like all y'all saying is they give you numbers of how many people that have interaction with the police and how many of the bad situations that you see. And
Right.
the point of the matter is it could be one bad incident. You cannot let somebody get away with that one bad incident if you want to talk about politics and talk about the fucking Constitution. I mean, if you're talking about the Constitution, once you let one law get broken, then you got to start letting everything get broken.
Real shit.
Um, that remember that $3 billion that I showed you that the
The
police get
lawsuits. Yeah. The
lawsuits for
police
over.
lawsuits and shit. Yeah.
You know what most of that shit come from?
What?
People getting locked up for them not showing their IDs. People getting told to get out their car. People in the driver's side, I mean the passenger seat, getting harassed by police when you pull somebody over for a traffic violation.
And it makes sense.
They putting handcuffs on motherfuckers and make them sit on the ground.
It makes sense.
It's demeaning.
That's what it would be. Yeah.
It's
But I
demeaning.
mean,
It's a power trip. They
we know
say, hold on,
where
let
the
me finish this
police.
real quick.
Go ahead, go
They
ahead. My
they
bad.
they,
You're
they
right.
say this. They say to a dude that was recording, they're locking up these auditors and tell the auditor, don't the auditor will walk up with their camera and be behind the police. The police will turn around from their arrest and say, "You can't be behind me. You're making me nervous." The auditor will walk. These auditors know where to be. They know how many feet to be away from you. They know
Right.
where to stand it so they won't be locked up on so you can say it's trespassing or anything. So
Right.
now the auditor is here, but you leave the person that's you pulled over for a traffic violation, you leave them alone to go over here and get mad at somebody who actually has a camera on you, and you say you scared to have them behind your back, but the criminal is right there. You ain't even finished searching their car. What if they bust off on you? I'm sitting there looking at this shit like this shit happens over and over and over and over. Most of the cases that they getting locked up for and getting sued for, they like petty ass crimes. This is a
Yep.
motherfucker that wasn't trespassing, but they told them you got to move on, so the person didn't move on, so they locked them the fuck up. Then the person get a $75,000 suit against them. 20. They locked the dude up for skateboarding. $80,000. The cameras on their body cam showed that this dude wasn't doing nothing. The cameras on the building showed that he wasn't doing nothing. And the police, how in the fuck do y'all have that much time to pull up on somebody? And then you know why they don't care? None of that money comes out their pocket.
And that's what we're changing. If the
And they
motherfucker,
tell you.
like, yeah,
Go ahead. Now, what you ready to say?
I'm it. One, we know where the police force stems from. You know what I mean? We know where it came from. Um, so the power trip, that's been some shit been going on for centuries.
It's
But
getting worse.
yeah, but what we're looking at, and people have been saying this, and honestly, I'm going to continue to say this. It should take longer to become a police officer than it does to become a cosmetologist.
Exactly.
It should take longer to become a police officer than it does to become a barber. I feel like you should not, if you want to be an officer, you should not be a full-fledged police officer until at least a year, maybe even a year and a half of training. You can't you can't tell me that with all of the shit that police deal with, that under a year you can become a cop with training,
Especially at
properly
the
trained.
age.
Impossible, bro.
And they still be young too.
Impossible. Because
Right.
I feel like before you start training at the police academy, you should take a psych evaluation, and then you should take another one when you're done with the police academy before you go into the force. Because being in the police academy can change your mindset about shit
And
because you're training.
you
And they
wouldn't
should
believe.
also have to pay for insurance. Every cop should have to pay a $250,000 life insurance policy. They should have to pay on that the whole time that they're cop.
You
Because
wouldn't believe how many of them niggas.
if you do, then that 250,000 coming out your ass. Pause. It'll make you think a lot more before you shoot and harm or kill a motherfucker, or
Yeah.
before you make an arrest that can be called back. If you know that money coming out of your pocket, or it's coming out of your pension that you supposed to get when you retire. Like, nah, you know how cops they get the pension anywhere with 50,000, depending on how long they've been in there. If you know that because you had an incident, when your ass ready to retire, you might only get like $2,000-$3,000 of that $50,000, $70,000 pension because of the shit you did as a cop. That shit'll make a whole lot of different change. You know what I mean? It'll
Yeah.
change a lot, yo. Because at that point, people care about shit they invest in.
Yeah.
And if
Anything that got to do with money.
if you know that it's a chance that when you retire, you ain't gonna have shit because you had to keep paying out a percentage of it because you got bad because you got reported or you got charges filed against you. Oh, motherfucker, do a little bit different policing then. I
They
guarantee it.
hiding shit. They getting caught hiding police bad behavior. A lot of the police that be doing these killings and stuff that we be getting reports on. Next time it's reported when something happened. I pray nothing does, but you know it will. When you do a follow up on it, look at their track record. They
Mhm.
all of them then already been charged or they have charges pending. Because if you sue a police officer, you might not get nothing for 2-3 years. That the whole time that person's still working.
Shouldn't be allowed to work till the case is over.
You the state that
It
you
should not.
in
Yeah.
spends thousands and thousands of dollars on. I I know they got a bad job. I mean a hard job, but I hate to say this, but I don't think there's a such thing. I don't think there's a such thing as a good police officer.
Mm.
Only because some of them are actually forced to be fucked up. This one lady a couple years back, 10 years ago, they just reported it. 10 years ago, she watched this white police officer choking the shit out this black dude.
She stopped it.
She stopped it,
That shit
got
off the.
brought up on charges
I remember
for
that.
assaulting the officer,
I remember that. Philly. It
and
was Philly, wasn't
got
it?
fired.
It was in Philly,
I
wasn't it?
think, yeah.
Yeah.
And got fired, and now they gonna give her pension.
Yeah.
She
Now
wasn't.
they're gonna finally give her because she was a lieutenant when it happened, and
Yeah, she only
they
needed a
was trying
couple.
to give her a lesser pension.
She only needed like a week or two to get her
Yeah.
full. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
But the
It
craziest
was a
thing is
week. It
this,
was her.
right?
It was the last. It happened during her last week of work. She was
That's
retiring that week, and it
the
happened
crazy.
during her last week of being a police lieutenant.
The craziest thing about
Yep.
it is when they do shit to people, civilians. It takes 10 takes 2 years for them to get the court cases and for you to let them sue the state, and then they got to pay the money. But that shit that happened with her, everything happened instantaneously. It just went back.
Yep.
She all she did was
That's real
stop
shit.
this man from killing him. She
I
said it.
remember that shit. I remember that.
But the white dude, she fired the white dude. Still been in active duty after he choked fucking damn near choked dude out. Now the black lady that stopped him caught a charge, and the
Yep.
black dude that almost died caught a charge.
Got a
But
charge. Yep.
the white dude that did this shit
Ain't get charged
ain't
for
catch
nothing.
a charge.
But yeah, like it. That's why I said, like, motherfucker, you get brought up on charges. You shot somebody. Just go home.
You see the
We'll
black
call.
dude that
We'll,
went
we'll
in
call you back.
hiding?
We'll call you back and let you know when we need you to come back. But you're gonna sit at home with no money. Fuck that. Like,
Right.
if
Especially
if
when
they know, I'm telling you,
some
you fuck with
motherfuckers
that
need to be
money.
shot though. I ain't
You
even
fuck with that
front.
money. You right. I agree.
Some motherfuckers need to be shot,
I
but
agree. I feel
for
like if you
them to
get
be
killed,
choking a bitch out
you
for
should be choked out.
they be
Very
choking
sure.
motherfuckers out for the craziest shit. Like they
Very,
snatched the dude out the car. They snatched the dude out the car for for um for just saying like the it, they use smelling marijuana as everything.
that's
They
their
ripped this
favorite
dude
shit.
car apart.
That's
They
their
ripped the
favorite
dude
shit.
car apart. Nothing in this car at all. And then let him go. $150,000 lawsuit.
The joint you sent
$150,000
me.
lawsuit.
The
And
joint you
then
sent me with the cop that stuck his finger in the dude's ass and shit,
you
yo.
see that shit? But did you
I
see
was
when they
like,
was
hell nah.
But did you see when they was talking about his? He has as a lawman, he has a criminal record worse than mine.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Yeah, that
damn,
shit.
like every police officer.
Oh
No,
shit,
look,
Ashley.
you
What
gotta see
Mikey
this
sent me this
video.
clip. Mikey sent me this clip. And what it was a clip of an officer. He pulled this black dude over and told him that he smelled weed in his car. So, they went through the whole rigmarole, whatever. Well, it comes to find out there was nothing in the dude's car. Wasn't no weed, no drug paraphernalia, or nothing. So the cop says, well, it must be on him because now we don't smell it because he's not in the car. So he went and put on some gloves and stuck his finger down in the dude's drawers and his pants, grabbed his dick, grabbed his balls, took his other hand and stuck his finger in the dude's ass cheeks and stuck his finger in the dude's ass.
On camera.
On camera. They got it on camera.
And he admitted that he do it all the time.
I'm going to tell you, look, listen, Ashley. It's on YouTube. It's called The Case of the Bodybuilding Cop.
Yeah.
It's called The Case of the Bodybuilding Cop. Look that up and watch. Mikey sent me that shit. I was mad as a motherfucker. I was sitting
He dug up the dude's ass. And then he keep
what's wrong
harassing
with you?
the
I said, they
dude.
just dug in this nigga ass.
I ain't bullshitting you. On camera though. Like he literally right there on camera.
And
it's
the
not
other cops was just standing there like, yeah,
That's why my point of that's why I said that I don't think there's no such thing as a good cop. And also,
they stood
if
there
you
and let
read,
that happen, and you can't be a good cop. You can't be.
That's every time, just like in the George Floyd case, the one dude that kept staying messing with the people that was on the side that was recording and shit, he was being smart. He was trying to stay. He wasn't even trying to look at what was going on with them kneeling on him. Look at the fucking video. He keep messing with the crowd. He was that's right here.
Chinese cop.
That's right.
Because
he knew dude was wrong. He knew dude was wrong. He just didn't want to. Because if they spoke on, you gotta remember, he ain't white.
So
he ain't white. He Chinese. So soon they would have outcasted his ass too.
But this the crazy part, yo. And I said this, and somebody kind of got mad at me. I said this shit at work. I said, all right, you had that Asian cop that let that shit happen to George Floyd. Then you had the Asian cop that shot Philando Castile. And then all of a sudden, all this Asian hate shit started happening. Like, it's fucked up on both ends. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that random innocent Asian people should have been attacked. I'm not saying that at all. But do you know that they passed the Asian hate crime bill and they just within the past 2 weeks passed the lynching bill?
Ain't that crazy? It shouldn't even be mentioned lynching no more.
They passed the Asian hate crime bill just off of that 2 weeks of Chinese people getting fucked up. They just within the past 2 weeks said that lynching is a hate crime. They just finally passed the law within the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They've been lynching black people since they brought us over here. All it took for the Asian community to get a hate crime law passed was for them to get fucked up for 2 or 3 weeks. That tells you everything you need to know about the country of the United States of America. That tells you everything you need to know.
Lynching. Imagine that shit.
And if y'all think I'm bullshitting, go look it up. The anti-lynching bill just was passed within the past 14 days.
And you know the only reason why they did it? Because everybody brought up the fact that they passed that Asian shit.
Facts.
That's the only reason why they passed that law. Because motherfuckers was like,
2
Niggas been
weeks.
getting lynched for years. Why? Why? But why does that even have to go into any type of discussion to have to try to figure out if we need to stop that? Why does that even have to be discussed? Like
Because
lynching, get the
that's
fuck out
their
of here.
that's their culture, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything that the pilgrims have been involved in when it came to America has been violent. Anything you can think of that they did, and this is the crazy part. They did this shit to take over the British because they wasn't being treated fair, only to bring niggas over here
And the
and treat
same.
them like shit for
Worse.
400 years. The Constitution is such a fucking contradict. It should be called the contradiction instead
That's
of the
all it is.
Constitution, because they literally destroyed the Black Panthers for doing the same thing America did to the British. Literally. And they didn't do anything illegal. I
Mm-mm.
can't remember exactly what article it is, but it says that if a governing body is not doing doing the correct job, the people have the right to overthrow and bring in a new system. They did that shit to the British and then locked up and killed and dismantled the Black Panthers for trying to do the exact same shit that they wrote in the Constitution. How ill is that shit? Like when you really
They
think
might
about
well
it,
that Constitution has no value.
none, not for Black people,
That bitch don't have no
because
value.
when they wrote it, we were still in bondage.
Yeah, that bitch don't
When
have
it
no
was
value.
written, Black people was in bondage. Them amendments, the Constitution, none of that shit affects us. None of that shit helps us because we weren't considered when they wrote it. And that's the part we be trying to get Black people to understand it. Niggas just don't want to understand it. When the Constitution was written, our ancestors were in bondage. They were not speaking about us being free. They weren't speaking about us being free. The only reason that shit happened was because the North didn't want to lose the Civil War. That's the only reason that shit happened. And niggas can say whatever. Because I said that on Facebook and like 4 people was trying, oh, no, that what? Nigga, whatever. Whatever. I know what the fuck I saw. I know what the fuck I read. Abraham Lincoln did not want to end slavery. If he said it, if I could have won the war without ending slavery, I would have.
He was worrying about the because the country would have been divided by money because
Exactly.
the industrial revolution, when they started building all the industrial shit in the north, you got to pay for all that shit, raw material,
Facts.
everything. Over in
Facts.
the south, you getting all that shit done for free.
Facts.
Everything you produce is a motherfucking profit. You ain't playing slaves.
Which
So
is
that's
why
the only
which
reason
is
why.
why the
That's the
United
only reason
States of
why.
America, that's how they was able to become the biggest superpower on the
Mhm.
globe. Free slave labor. Plain and fucking simple. And manifest destiny. Some shit they made up to take the land from the fucking people that was already here.
Like all them people,
It was eventually gonna be ours anyway, so we gonna take it now.
you don't
The
hear a
fuck
lot
out of
of
here.
business owners. You don't hear a lot of rich business owners talking that shit about that border shit with Donald Trump. If they wanted, if more rich people had spoke up with Donald Trump, they would have built that motherfucking wall. All them motherfuckers got all that money. They could have built the wall, right? They ain't want to build
Yeah.
that wall because slave labor is what's really working for them.
They still need the cheap labor.
They
Exactly.
paying cheap labor to these
Exactly.
Spanish dudes that are over here illegally, that
Exactly.
are trying to get their lives together. They ain't, man, I work for a company, electric company. It was motherfuckers that were working there that had way more experience than me. worked for the company longer than I did, and they was Latino. Them bitches were making like $10 an hour.
That's fucking crazy, yo.
You know why they ain't cared? The motherfuckers from Guatemala, them bitches make like $2 a day. Work like 42 hours a day. Motherfucker work 42 hours a day and get $2. But
Jail
they send
labor.
that shit home. Look,
Jail labor.
that's right. But listen,
That's crazy, bro.
the motherfuckers send that money home and it's like tripled or quadrupled or some shit like that. So they families home with the little wealth. So coming here working hard for $10 an hour, we be like, these niggas ain't working for no $10 an hour. They were working for $2 a day, doing hard labor.
Right.
Working $10 for $10 an hour is gravy for them.
Oh, that's my guy, brother Meech. I was trying to see who put them joints up. Meechy, what's good, Meechy? That's my dude right there, man.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, if you start paying attention to this shit, I don't know if you are or not, but I'm telling y'all, one of the main things you gotta start doing is realizing how important it is when you get pulled over by the police to exercise your right to remain silent. You can. That's how people suing the shit out the police department. Exercising their right to remain silent because that gives you no probable cause. You speaking gives you probable cause to get your fucking car searched or get locked the fuck up.
A cop can pull you over if you ride past him and look in his face. They'll say you made eye contact with me, so that made me wonder if you got something going on. That's fucking crazy.
You can sue the shit out of them.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm telling you, people suing the shit out the police for the smallest thing. The reason why a lot of black people getting in trouble because they start thinking that just because they got that camera in their hand that the police ain't gonna do nothing.
Facts.
The police killing niggas with body cams on and
Facts.
talking shit. Oh,
Facts.
hold up. This is what I meant to tell you. Ask you. I meant to send this. Did you hear the shit about the fire department? A fire department. Oh, I don't got all the info. That's why I ain't really bring it up. A fire department was talking on the phone, doing all these racial slurs about black people and the little girl that got what's the name of the soda? It's one of the
CRMS.
Nah, it's a cheap soda, the Shastas or
Shasta.
something like that. That's the little name of the little girl.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about her, but they never hung the fucking phone up. Look it up.
I wanna
It's
say
just
I
happened.
heard something about it, but I'm gonna have to look that shit up though.
Man, you gotta check it out.
That
They
sound
got
like
caught. They got caught online, and the person that was on the phone with them never hung the phone up. And I ain't say nothing because I ain't get a chance to finish watching. I seen it while I was at work, and I forgot to watch it when I was home, and I was gonna send it to you, but I was at work and forgot all about this shit. Yo, then it just popped in my mind. Yeah, they was on the phone talking shit. It's terrible, yo. They were calling them all them niggas down in this such an area, such and such an area. That's why
I didn't
shit
believe it,
happened.
yo.
And they start recording. The people put them online.
Good. That's what they get.
Social
Dumbass.
media is ruining the shit out of people.
Look. You gotta give them the face.
Yeah, they get that. The gas
Stank
face. That's the
You know
gas face.
You
But
know
no.
what I mean?
But
Yeah,
look,
we got a couple minutes left.
let me just say that thing I was ready to say about the
Go ahead.
stop fucking fussing with these police when they pull your ass over.
Real shit.
Because they always tell you you had the right to remain silent. Because honestly, the things that you say, like black people get so nervous and they let them search their car. You tell them no, you can't search their car, and then start cussing them out and doing all that shit. all they do is try to reverse and say your behavior made them suspicious of something. If you act chill and they do something to you, yo, you can sue the shit out of them. This they be paying so much money. People don't. It's a lot of people don't realize that people don't be losing those lawsuits. They might take a long time, but they they don't lose them lawsuits. It be the pettiest shit.
The stations end up, the police stations, the departments a lot of times end up settling because they don't want to run a chance that they're gonna lose that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Pettiest shit they be suing for. Like that shit is a come up for people. If you think I'm lying, look up the police auditors. They go around filming police and they go around filming public places just so the police can violate their First Amendment right.
Like you
And
gonna have me watching that shit all day tomorrow now.
I'm serious, watch it. I do it. I've
I
been
be
watching
looking
that
that
shit
shit up.
all.
I'm
I've
gonna
been
be
watching
looking
that
that
shit
shit
for
up while I
weeks.
be at work.
It be funny. It ain't funny because all the police do is violate. They violating everybody's rights. But what's starting to happen is not just black people. It's they on a power trip.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they are.
anything you let go for so long without discipline, all it does is get worse. They're getting worse and they're attacking and killing off any and everybody. And what's gonna happen is now that they literally is getting videoed more of them doing shit to white people. Other like I'm gonna end it with this. The next time you see something happen to a black person and you find the article, look at the comments down low. It's like C said earlier, white people always think we guilty. If
Right.
he followed the rules, it's not okay for them to come up and just slam us on the ground. They getting they the first thing they doing now is making you get handcuffs as soon as you get pulled over, and then they make you sit on the ground. And if you don't go, they slam you. $150,000 slam. All you gotta do is don't fight back. Uh, don't. I
Crazy.
mean,
It's
I'm not
crazy, but
saying it's just what's happening in this country. It's
that's just the way we
ridiculous.
gotta survive, bro. Like it is. I get it.
But
You don't
don't
want to
keep
tell
cussing them
motherfuckers that,
out
but
because when let them lock your ass up. Because when you go down there, most of the time for the charges that they lock you up for, you gonna be in jail for a couple hours. Then they're gonna let you go, or you can go to the commissioner's office. Commissioner gonna let you go. As soon as the commissioner let you go, you file a fucking report. They are not letting you. They not letting you lose. You don't lose them cases. I'm telling you, because the the prosecutors and the district attorneys and all that shit got a reputation to uphold too. And when
facts.
it comes to round voting time again, shit, a lot of
Yeah.
people not losing them cases against the police department. They got a quiet clause. Motherfucker get that bread and they can't talk about that shit no more.
Non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. NDA.
Get that.
But I your ass. We was rapping. We was rapping today, son. For real.
I,
We talk about a lot of different shit today. But we gonna this Tuesday, and I was kind of glad we didn't go on Tuesday, cause you know what I mean. And that's how I wanted to end the joint. You know, Tuesday was the 1st of March, and you know that was it represents the 4-year anniversary of my father passed away. You know what I mean?
Pancake
And
day.
yeah, it was pancake. It was a lot going on. You know what I mean? But for me, like the past couple of days, I just been a little ho hum because you know, like I miss my pops. You know what I mean? Like and you still wait for some of them phone calls or whatever, you know what I mean? And you remember like, nah, that shit ain't gonna that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And it's just weird, but you know, my pops was one of them type of dudes, man. Like he ain't complaining about shit, man. Like he just wanted his sons to be the best men that they could be, and like it just you know, I just missed the shit out of him, man. Like I
Yeah.
really, 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 really was down on Tuesday. And I didn't realize I was running behind. I was running so late. So when you was like, yo, let's just go Thursday, I was like, that's perfect, yo. Because that kind of gave me a chance to just sit It give me a chance to just kind of sit and think, reminisce, and laugh about all the fun shit. Sit here talking to Kamala because he used to love her meatloaf, and you know what I mean. Talk about when we went down there and spent Christmas with him, and just those times, Joe, and those memories, man. Like, and you never forget that shit. You know what I mean? You never forget them moments, man. And like I said, that shit just had me kind of in my feelings. You know what I mean? For the past few days. I mean, I know I'm gonna get past it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's just because I watched it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. It wasn't like I walked in and he was already dead. You know what I mean? Like I went
Yeah.
there that morning to the hospital and I talked to him, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm good. I'm this, that, or whatever." And then I left to go get breakfast, and then my brother called me and said, "Yo, you got to go back to the hospital. This is going on. This going on." I get back to the hospital, and he can't even talk. Like he
Yeah.
can't talk. He can't say nothing. He's just sitting there with tears running, and that's the last, like, and I had to leave the room, and then they hit him cold. He coded out. He went cold blue. And the nurse that was in there, she had saw me and my brother. We had been going in there. My brother had been there. By that time, my brother had been back and forth there for almost 2 whole months. Me, I had been there for a month. And just watching that happen and, them telling me you got to leave the room because you're not going to like what you're going to see. It's not going to be like on TV. And that's what the nurse said, yo. That's what the nurse said. Like, the nurse was like, he was waiting to see you. He wanted to see you. And it fucked me up, though, because I got to talk to him, but my little brother didn't. You know what I mean? By the time my brother could get back to the hospital, he was already on life support because that last time he coded out, he died, but they brought him back. But he was so weak, you know what I mean? And it just, like, that shit fucked me up, bro. Like to watch it happen. And like I said, this was just within like a 3 hour time frame from 6 o'clock by 9:30. By 9:30, they was cold. He was cold blue. And I had to watch that shit. And I had to call my brother, and I had to call my uncle, and I had to call my mom, and I had to call my pop's best friend. I had to call my godfather, and to tell all of them, if you can make it down here before he go, then you know what I mean. But I had to keep my wife and kids away because my father didn't want none of them to see him like that. So like me right there, just within that time frame, there was a lot of decisions I had to make. And like I said, just watching him go from being awake and talking to me about watching the game the night before to not being able to say shit. Just all he could do was grab my hand and squeeze it. And then that stopped. And like I said, and everything else. But like I just, Pops, I love you. I miss you, my dude, man. Like shit ain't been the same. It really haven't, man.
Man, shit. See, the best part about death is those moments that you just shared. That's the only good thing about death. But death is a part of life, and unfortunately, you said you're gonna get
Absolutely.
over it.
Absolutely.
It never goes anywhere. It never gets easy. My dad been gone for a while, and around his birthday and his death date, I have the same exact emotional feeling. So it's not gonna go anywhere. And don't even try to act like it is. Just
Oh well,
the
when I
only
say
thing I can say, the good part about death, the only good part about death is memories and that you love them. And that's the best part about the memories is because the only reason why you get down in things like that is because of love. There's a lot of people that died around us and we felt bad for them. You feel me? But to to have memories of you're gonna always remember that hand touch, the last touch. The same way you told that story, you're gonna tell it a million more times. And that's the best part about death.
yeah, that shit, man. Like I said,
Because it's
man.
definitely gonna
I'm,
happen.
and yeah, I don't mean I'm gonna get over it. I just know I'm gonna get past this one mode this time. You know what I mean? But like you
Yeah.
said, his birthday coming up,
Yup.
and
It's
again the
everything.
holidays. You know what I
Holiday.
mean? Yeah,
It was
yeah,
my
yeah.
kid's birthday, the grandkids
Right,
born
right,
and shit.
right. Every
I was
time
like, damn.
you just be waiting for that call, and you
Yup.
know it's not coming, but you still feel like he ready called and be like, man, I ain't called talk to you. I called talk to the grandkids.
You already know
Honey.
what he gonna say. That's the
You know
best
what I
shit,
mean?
right?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's the shit
right.
that
And
keep you
he'll say that
going.
quick. He like, man, I ain't called check on you. You grown. Where my grandbaby?
Yeah, that's the shit that
So,
keep you going because you already know what the
my wife, yeah,
conversation
okay.
is gonna be.
You know
You
what I mean? But
already know. My father used to call me January 26th, and I was born the 27th. And when he
right.
called me, he would always say the same shit. He'd be like, I'm Trip Manor. I say, yeah. He said, your birthday tomorrow, ain't it? I say, you do that shit every year. So when he finally stopped, he called me up and he just bust out laughing. And I was like, oh, you got it right. I said, I was waiting for your call yesterday, and we just tripped off that shit. But I could tell you those stories. I could tell you those stories a million times the same way with the same exact words. The day he died, I can tell you everything I did that day.
Facts.
And it used to hurt. It still hurts, but that's the thing that's the only beautiful thing about death is that I got memories. I was there.
On some real shit.
That's it. There's nothing else because your ass is going to fucking die. So and our parents gonna die, and the only good thing about it is you know you love them because you mourn them.
Yeah.
You gonna
Yeah,
remember whatever happened that day. When you start telling that story, that story gonna come out you the same exact way every time.
That's like I said, it's just certain shit you remember. You know what I mean? I still got the phone that I had because I had the phone for 2 years and never had damaged it or nothing. And that day, when I was running back in the hospital, that phone fell and broke that day. I cracked the screen. And I still got that phone sitting around in here. Because like I was like, I told Camila I can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like as much as I don't need it, I don't need to use it. I just can't get rid of it.
Yeah. I
You know what I
couldn't
mean?
even. My dad was so heavy the coroners couldn't lift him up by themselves.
I remember you was telling me that.
Me and my brother had to lift him up. Man, I felt I was so heartbroken, but I never felt more stronger in my life. The only thing I did not want to do was let them drop his ass.
Right.
I was like, I remember crying as soon as I touched the gurney to pick him up, but I swear I could have carried him by myself. I swear to you in my heart, I could have picked that dude up and carried him by myself.
I can dig it. Because that's just how you felt at the time.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. I agree.
And then when I get sad, I think about carrying his ass out. I think about staring at him. I think about just like one day that's gonna be me.
Right.
Yeah. So that's when I started actually turning into this person that I'm trying to be. I started just saying, I'm going to live. I gotta live a little because that shit gonna happen. It's coming to all of us. So between that and when it happens, enjoy life.
Absolutely.
Enjoy life.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother, already.
All right. Love you, man.
We going on love you too. We going on Tuesday next week. We going back on regular time next week.
I'm on vacation Tuesday.
You gonna be on vacation.
I might come on though. I'm in Daytona, but I might no. I might come on in Daytona.
I'm waiting for the world. I'm waiting for you, world.
I'm coming on there.
Look, he going on vacation. Look, next week. This what y'all get to see next week. Look.
Who is it?
Yeah, they get to see the one-man show.
No, I'm coming on. I'm doing a show from Daytona. I'm gonna do
Hell yeah, yo. Absolutely.
I'm gonna come on that bitch butt ass naked with some socks on.
No,
Dirt socks.
See.
Yeah.
And look, I'm gonna be like this the whole time.
Yeah, there you go. Look, Ashley said she'll be your co-host. Nah, Michi, come on. That's what you could do.
Who, Michi? Yeah, Michi.
Damn right. You and Michi did the other show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit him up. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow and see if he's free.
And bring
Cause
Ashley on. He on here?
he up at bar one though, so he might got work Tuesday. So
Oh, okay. Well,
you know what I mean?
Ashley will
Yeah.
come on there with you.
Oh Lord, that's gonna be wild as a bitch.
That's gonna be
But nah,
funny.
yeah. So next week, Mikey gonna be live from Daytona.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna be wilding. If not, y'all already know what it's gonna be, baby. The one man show.
One more time. What's gonna happen?
Look, one more time. It's gonna be let me talk. Let me talk. Goddamn.
The C
Hell yeah.
show.
But we're gonna holler at y'all next week, man. Appreciate y'all as always. See, we ain't have no YouTube issues today.
Right.
And y'all can always go to YouTube to see the past shows. It's the same name, Let Me Talk the Podcast. And you can go find us on YouTube. It's a green background with a white letter L. So you know it's us. And you can go on there and watch the past shows. But enjoy your vacation, my brother.
I will.
You know what I mean? And I see you next week. But I mean, I'm gonna holler at you before you leave anyway. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. All right, we appreciate y'all. Thank you, people. We're gonna holler at y'all.
All right, thanks everybody.
Peace. And get used to my face, cause this is what you're gonna see on Tuesday. I'm gonna be like that. Look, bong. Cause you know I ain't gonna send that nigga the link, right? You know that, right? You know that's gonna be all me. I'm the one. I did all the choreography and I wrote all the music. So y'all know it's gonna be me. Nah, appreciate y'all again, like always. And you know, like I said, man, we open. We just having conversations, and we're gonna let you talk, but we just ask that you let me talk too. You know what I mean? We can both say what we gotta say. But other than that, I holler at you, pops. I love you again, and we out. Thank y'all again for rocking with us. Peace.